Yo, this episode of Death Parade, this episode was astounding. I know some will look at this episode and think like it's a standard, same old repetitive episodic type episode of Death Parade, but this episode was astounding in my eyes because let's do a quick overview of what this episode truly meant and what the two people that were, our two main characters of this episode that are being forced to fight each other in the episode. Pretty much, it came down to where you had a vivid fan that loved this idol. And then this idol lost his way, pretty much. He lost his way and he forgot the love and support he got from his fans. And that is what actually turned up to killing him in the very end, for what he did to women and for what he did because of his fans and stuff like that. And along with how the girl died because she loved him so much, she was just singing and having fun, and then she slipped and, I'm guessing, broke her neck. So this episode, straight up, here's the main moral of the episode. Never forget how you got to where you are. And never change, your true loving self. If you're a loving person, don't change. Try to understand what others do for you. That's the main moral you can get out of this episode. Oh my god, seeing how at the end both characters come to a realization that they both are they died unexpectedly. They didn't die because they did stupid decisions. They didn't kill themselves. They didn't do anything that would have been, natural. But the way they died was because someone that was really pissed off with him, a female guy, had a bomb and blew up the dude. And then you had it to where the girl, she was just singing and she slipped in the bathroom and broke her neck. And honestly, it's very sad when you see this because to see how these two characters overcame what they were going through, the life and death situation. They were forced into this Twister game. And the way Ginty actually forced upon them, this last man standing type thing, if one of you falls, it'll be over and the other one survives. That overall atmosphere in this part of the episode, I was shocked because it had a different atmosphere to it compared to previous episodes. The way it changed, you could really feel the tension and desperation between the characters. You could feel it between the female character and the male character of this episode. You could feel the anguish of how they are about to die. One of them needs to fall. And the way you see this dude that forgot his way, lost his way and changed, he grabbed his fellow fan's hand and tried to pull her up, and he looked past, the exterior of her and looked at what she truly was. That was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. I cannot say that enough. This episode doesn't serve to really progress the plot. It doesn't. But the main thing you can pull out of this episode is the different morals. Never forget how you got to the spot you are in life, thanks to others. That's one thing you should never forget at all. And that is one moral you could pull out of this episode. Another moral you can also pull out is never look at someone's external appearance and judge them for it. For instance, the main male character of this episode, he was looking at the female character as if she was kind of ugly. She didn't look that good. He was judging her about her outward appearance. And you could see that in his mind when he was talking about that. And then she, as you could see as a fellow fan, she was very worried about her appearance. She changed her looks to make herself look sexier and stuff like that, just for she can have guys to hit on her, or, this dude to notice her, Senpai notice her. And so, it's very sad when you start thinking about, this episode showcased some certain twisted aspects of humanity. That's what really this episode did. Not just the morals of never forget where you are and stuff like that, but the other twisted aspects you can get from this episode is that humanity, when humans are pitted against each other, if they're in a life or death situation, there's only two things that can usually happen: self-sacrifice, or someone is going to go over that line that they normally would never do unless they were put in that situation and probably kill someone for their survival. Because natural human instincts, it makes it to where we will try to take our life above everybody else's and try to save ourselves. That's the natural, basic instincts of humanity. Let's be real here, it is. And so, when you saw them put into this situation, it really went down to the fundamental instincts of humanity, how these two were pitted against each other, and they got to show their true colors. The true colors and shade of, colors you have come out when you're in those desperate situations, especially a life or death situation where if one of you falls, they die, and then the other one gets to walk home and go home. And you get to see the true colors of that person, and pretty much Genti's overall act, the way he was very persuasive, and he put on this tension of one of you will die, you can see how different he is compared to Dakeem, because Dakeem is a lot more passive when it comes to his games and how he sets up to judge people. He goes around and does it the sneaky way of setting up these death games, but with Genti in this, he was very direct, forceful, and he wasn't trying to beat around the bush. He just said it like it was. And he was just trying to do any way to get them to play the game and realize, like, they're in a life or death situation. And to see that, it just shows you once again how these different, you know, arbiters can differ between each other. And that's what this episode really goes to show you. Shows you how Dakeem is so different from other arbiters and how the judging works between different arbiters. So that's pretty much this episode. I mean, there's not much more I could really discuss because it's a very, very simple episode. It is. It's a straight up simple episode, but I just wanted to mention those aspects because this episode, it's good. It really is good. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.